Most mead nutrient mistakes happen because people guess. They guess the dose, the timing, whether fermentation has really started, and when it's too late to keep feeding the yeast. That is why I built the 4-stage Yeast Nutrient Addition Tool. In this video, I'm going to walk you through how to use it, the same way you'd use it for your own batch. You enter your batch information and the tool calculates the nutrient schedule, checks for possible problems, and guides you through each stage. This is just not a chart or a generic mead recipe. It is an interactive fermentation advisor. First thing we do is we paste the prompt into a new chat in ChatGPT or Claude. When you first open the tool, it gives you a welcome message and tells you to type start. The tool does not give you dosage numbers until you enter the batch data. Paste the prompt into the new chat window. ChatGPT gives you this kind of box, but you can show the text in the field. And I copy everything from start copying here down to the bottom. And I press the arrow key up. When you first open the tool, it gives you a welcome message and tells you to type start. The tool does not give you dosage numbers until you enter the batch data. Copy that. If I feel like changing the yeast from 71B to QA23, I can do that as well, or change any of the numbers. I just copied it, pasted it for speed. Next thing is you're going to press that to send it. It's going to collect the batch data, and it's going to ask you a bunch of questions, but I just answered them with this. And here are those questions right here. Since I already knew what I was doing, I just copied and pasted that in. So I confirm this, my data. There's a table of all different kinds of yeast, and I looked it up right there in the table in the program. So here it is. After you've put your data in, it gives you your batch summary, and you can look to confirm it. Gives you your pH where you should start. Your dose calculations. I use Fermaid O, so I selected Fermaid O. And here it tells me the amount per edition, 4 editions. Total amount of Fermaid O to use. And now everything is locked in. Now, I have some options, as you can see here. I could go option A, option B, option C, or just skip that and go next. Let's say, what do these numbers mean? We'll go for option B. So I've taken a gravity, and we can see it's 1120. The yeast works with that number for OG, and Fermaid O is the right choice. My pH is 3.8, which is in the preferred range. This gives you an idea about what happens at different levels of pH and temperature and gravity. So if you've had any other questions, we can go back and say, okay, well, I don't have Fermaid O. What are my choices? And it tells you about Fermaid K. So now, next step, we're going to go next. This is the rehydrating your yeast step. So it walks you through it. And again, I have options after it shows me everything here. What if what is GoFirm actually doing? So let's go type B. Do I actually need GoFirm? Well, we can see right there, it's not a yeast nutrient. It's a rehydration nutrient, which is different. Tells you the amount and all that. Again, you have options. Why the temperature, to use GoFirm or not. So let's go to the next step. First, nutrient additions. Tells you need to degas. The amount of Fermaid O. Covers it. And if you had some questions or options, why do you have to degas? Let's ask that question. Why do we have to degas? Well, it gives you the answers. And here's how you go about doing it. You open the fermenter, stir slowly so you don't, just to release the CO2. You don't want it foaming over. Once you do that, then you can add your Fermaid O and stir gently. It tells you a good practical trip is to remove a cup or two of must, dissolve it in the Fermaid O, and then add it back after degassing, because that reduces clumping and lowers the chance of foam over. It gives you some more options. We already answered that. My fermentation hasn't started yet. What do I do? Let's go to B. So you don't see any bubbling. You pitched 24 hours ago. No foam, no gravity movement, nothing. So first we want to check the temperature. Then we want to check the pH. We want to check the gravity. We want to make sure that the yeast should be rehydrated properly with GoFirm. And we want to make sure there's no rotten egg smell or sulfur, which means yeast could be stressed. So now that we covered that, we can go on next. Subsequent nutrient additions. The amount and when to do them. If you're not sure what a sugar break is, we go into that, how you calculate it. You really don't need to know that per se, because the program is going to do that for you. And basically, right here are these options. So we can go, why do I add nutrients to 1/3 sugar break? So let's find out why we do that. As you can see, early in fermentation, the yeast grow multiplying. But after about 1/3 of the sugar break has been consumed, the must becomes more alcohol rich and more oxygen sensitive. At that point, adding nutrients late can create problems instead of helping. So that's something very important to know. But once you hit 1080, which is the 1/3 sugar break, you don't want to add any more nutrients. You don't want to splash or stir. You want to keep oxygen exposure low and let fermentation finish cleanly. And again, we have some extra options here. pH keeps dropping. That's very important. How do you calculate the sugar? Let's do that one first. Here's your calculation. I'm going to work that out for you. 1080. Let's go C. Your pH keeps dropping, which is very common. Well, for me, what I do is I use potassium bicarbonate to raise the pH, and a very small amount. A 1/4 teaspoon of potassium bicarbonate per 5 gallons. Now, I've got a whole video on this, and I have another tool that will break all this down for you, and the link to that will be in the description. Well, let's go next. So here it tells you about the optimal temperature, the max temperature, degassing, sugar break again, pH, check it all the time. Do not use pH strips. Use a pH meter. Warning signs. We've gone over these a few times, but this will tell you all of them. And you can choose an option. And I'm just going to go quit. And what this is going to do is going to bring up complete batch summary. And if you want to restart the program, just type restart and we'll start with a new batch. If you want to copy everything, just copy that and paste that so you have it. Nutrients are only half the battle. In the next video, we tackle pH, the same idea, different problem. If this video saved you some guesswork, do me a favor and hit subscribe and drop a like so more mead makers can find it. See you in the next video.